The town is bisected by the state line between Virginia and Tennessee. Sometimes the racetrack is bisected by two-lane racing. The world's greatest coliseum has played host to football most recently, but now the stock car boys are back in town, ready to rumble and roll around Thunder Valley. Veterans and rookies alike set to take to the track for Monster Energy NASCAR Cup practice. Hi everybody and welcome. Here's today's menu with a 70% forecast for thunder showers. Dry the track, cars on the track, rinse, repeat. I think that's what we're going to be based on. But we were talking this morning, we know it's early, no matter where you're watching this show, it is early. It's 8:30 in the morning East Coast time. And usually that's not a good time to practice because it doesn't replicate race conditions. Today, it might.
Yeah, I think everybody's shocked right now that they're even going to get more laps. And we're pretty shocked yesterday at the amount of laps. Even though qualifying was canceled, they were able to get a full practice in and get a lot of laps and get an understanding what these conditions are going to be like. We've got a little bit unique situation here where they laid more of this grippy stuff down on the bottom groove. It was a single groove yesterday, and now here we are. We're going to have another practice and get a full one in, it looks like.
Yeah, Mike, I think the guys are confused. I think they were expecting this track to be like it was last fall here, but this time they put a little bit different substance on the track. You can see all the rubber that's building up and how it's kind of rolling up out of that black stuff up onto the track part where it hadn't been sealed. And the drivers are really, to look at this surface, this is what they're dealing with. And I hear a lot of drivers say, look, when I hit it one way, car reacts one way, I hit it another way, it reacts another way. I think the drivers are really trying to get a handle on this grip strip, and they haven't quite figured it out yet.
It's a product that we know as VHT Track Bite, is one of its trade names, and it's been applied all the way down around the bottom groove here, trying to make this like the old Bristol. You know, the one the drivers didn't like, but the fans loved, and I think we're getting there. Matt Yoakum.
And it certainly has that feel of the old Bristol back in the early 2000s. How treacherous it does. Looking at the old videos on YouTube.
Just the line where they ran. I doubt that they felt like that.
With the extra VHT added, how different than the fall?
It's quite a bit different. It's pretty inconsistent down there, kind of patchy like a dirt track. You hear dirt racers say that all the time, and it is patchy. You'll get in the slide a minute, then it'll hook, and it can slide.
What's it doing? It hooks?
And it hooks back that way, and shut up. And it gives you a pretty uneasy feeling and not very trustworthy feeling when you got off in there. So we'll see what happens. But I think this interview is terminated due to terrible loud noise that's coming out there, doing something that I think I ought to be doing. Get out of my way.
All right, get in your car. Hurry up before you get fired. Vince.
Early in yesterday's practice, Dale Earnhardt Jr. described his car as out of control. The crew chief Greg Ives went to work, and by the end of practice, Jr. was much happier. That makes for a lot better starting point for this 88 team today. Greg Ives told me just a moment ago they're going to start on 30-lap scuff tires. As you see, Jr. out on track now, work on their travels, and make sure the trouble areas yesterday are indeed taken care of. One of the things they talked about, they think that rubber that's on the track will be really hard on the tires first thing this morning.
Thanks, Vince, and that may be why all of the drivers that are on track right now are way up above the grip area, trying to work in a second groove.
Yeah, I think these guys know what we think we know. We think that second groove, that groove up next to the wall, it's going to come in, but you got to get some rubber down, and the track's clean right now. All that debris that was on the track yesterday, all the marbles and everything, not there this morning, so it gives you an opportunity to test that high line.
Yeah, we saw this when the track opened up for practice yesterday. The other series that are here, K&N and Xfinity, I saw some cars up there, and they were flirting with that top groove. They started, as the heat got in the tires, started gravitating back towards that bottom groove, and the next thing you know, everybody's on the bottom, and nobody's going up top because of all the marbles.
Yeah,
so I'm anxious to see if they can work this groove in and keep it wide and throughout the whole practice.
I think we saw Logano. You remember yesterday he got up a little high, and there was so much dirt and debris up out of the groove off of the grip strip that the car just shot into the wall. He said it felt like I had a flat tire. Today, the track is clean. All the rain has cleaned the track up, and you can get up there and make some laps.
I watched Jimmy Johnson last time by here through turns 1 and 2.
He's one of the first ones going to the bottom and getting into that grippy area. And you can see there's just not a lot of grip there. Until the heat gets in the tires, it's just like Boyer talked about. You're skipping in and around it. The front will grip, then the back jumps out, then it grips up, the front slides.
I think it's exactly what you're saying. It's inconsistent. We see those rolls. We saw the pictures of the stuff on the track, how it's kind of rolled up. You hit it one time, you feel pretty good. You go in there and do the same thing, and then it doesn't react the same.
You know what concerned me about seeing all that rubber rolled up? Where's that rubber coming from? The tires. That means that they're pulling that rubber off. And I hear it's a lot of the left side tires, what Larry McReynolds was talking about. If that's the case, there may be excessive tire wear. Larry?
Yeah, I talked to several crew chiefs last night, and what they told me is the left side tires are really wearing, and the rubber's coming off, and it's almost like rolling up in very long lengths, like 6 or 7 inches, and that gets outside that black groove. And Kevin Harvick put it this way. He said, when I get out there, it's like I have ball bearings under my tires. No grip whatsoever.
Now, Larry, is the wear extensive though as well? I mean, are they concerned that they're going to pull too much rubber off those left side tires over a run?
I don't think they're concerned about the left side tires just completely wearing out, but I think it's going to change the mindset about maybe just changing right side tires under a pit stop until some rubber gets up there in that second groove.
See, Matt Yoakum, go ahead, buddy.
Well, DW, one guy who would love to see that outside groove or even higher come in is Kyle Larson. So you saw some guys go up top early, but now they've migrated back down to the bottom.
Yeah, I was a big Ryan Newman fan the first few minutes, but everybody's kind of got back down to the bottom, so I don't know, hopefully it'll wear out some and we can get Bristol back to being good. So we're going to sit out a little bit. We used up 2 sets of tires yesterday, so yeah, we'll just kind of wait and see how it is. I'll probably run the bottom when I go out, but I'd like to run the top right now.
We know he'd like to run.
We know what he
likes to ride that wall.
Yeah, Ryan went out there and immediately went to the top groove, and then everybody ran 3 laps there without incident. Everybody followed him up to that top groove, and that's what made Kyle Larson a big Ryan Newman fan, at least temporarily. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ryan Blaney have the fastest laps.